So guys, we are here and we are live. Let me find my pen, because I'm using a tablet. There is always in every stream, there is somebody that asks, Nico, are you using a tablet or using a mouse? I'm using a mouse most of the time when I'm using my computer, but when I'm sculpting, I'm using the tablet, usually. So when I'm retopologizing, for example, which I did yesterday and the day before yesterday, I will show you in a couple of minutes what I did for the freelance, because I kind of finished the character, which I showed you the last time. And now it's kind of finished, which is great. And yeah, we will see it. But retopologizing, usually I use a mouse, also for modeling. But for sculpting, I'm using the tablet. The tablet is best for sculpting. Yes, you can sculpt with the mouse, but it's it's not serious. If you want to be serious with your sculpting, you have to get used to the tablet. There are people who can say that they're sculpting quite well with mouse. Don't believe them. They're sculpting not quite well. They're sculpting just sculpting, which is not mean that it's a well sculpting. So let's talk about this concept a little bit. This concept I found today in Pinterest. So most of you who know what Pinterest is these days will know that this is AI concept. It's made with the AI. Artificial intelligence. We'll see how intelligence this is, but the idea is that, yeah, I don't care. I mean, it's fine for me that those concepts are good for sculpting practice. Are they from real artists? Yeah, it's better to support real artists and stuff, but when I want to just do some practice, do some warm-up, it's very nice for me to have just pretty nice looking, with a nice feeling concept, even made with the stupid AI that we all hate so much, but most of us are using actually for some things. For example, when I research about something, I don't use Google anymore that much. I go to Grok, for example, or whatever AI, and I ask him, I want this kind of robot vacuum cleaner. I haven't yet even actually decided a vacuum cleaner. What kind of vacuum cleaner do I want? But if I was to decide, I probably would use the AI. And then I will research it by myself and stuff like this. But AI is helping. It's actually helping. Justin, of course, will tell you that this is not AI. This is some kind of machine algorithm. But it's easier to call it AI because it's modern these days. It's modern to call it AI. Algorithm is not modern. It's like old things. It's modern, call it AI. Yes, Justin, yeah. Justin is the only moderator in the chat right now, so don't make him angry. He's moderating the YouTube chat right now, and he's also the hugest moderator in the Discord server, which is in the description of this video actually. Justin is an American, he's living in America, and he is he's a good guy actually. Even he's American, but I'm not saying Americans are not good, right? Yeah. But they chose Trump, so I don't know. Well, okay, doesn't matter. We're talking about the AI. The AI, you either hate it or you love it. So for most of us, we are artists, we are a little bit afraid that AI will take our jobs and stuff. For the 2D artists already, it's happening. It's taking the 2D artists' jobs, and it's visible. It's doing that. You cannot unsee that. The good 2D artists kind of always will have job. Of course, they probably have to adjust, especially their prices. Because for the prices that we used to make things, it's not gonna be possible anymore, especially the 2D artists, I mean. The 3D artists, though, there is no alternative to the good 3D character artist yet. Maybe someday. For sure, but for now, no. So we are fine, we are safe. So just take my word for it. No, just buy my course. By the way, the courses that I'm selling, which I made with these two hands and this head here, you are seeing in all the courses, you will see this particular head, this bald head, and this one eyebrow. They're on sale right now in ArtStation, because everything right now in ArtStation is on sale. They have a huge sale. I think it started today. So yeah, if somebody wants to buy something, now is a good time to do it. It will be the best price available for you to do it. I hate AI in engineering. Too many projects pushing with this bullshit. In some areas, AI will, like for example, companies are starting to use AI agents to do customer stuff. What was this called? Whatever. It's not good for anybody. For the companies, yes, they are saving from hiring people. They're using AI, but for the customer itself, it's not good. So they will understand. If you want a really quality stuff done, a person should do it. AI, it's either hit or miss, or just miss. But I will show you. It's just wait a little bit. I will show you what I did with my freelance and what I think about the AI right now, especially the 3D AI. By the way, I just a couple of minutes ago, maybe a half an hour ago, I put this concept, this demon girl concept, I put it in the AI to make. So let's see where it is right now. 97 tasks before this one. So 30 minutes ago, I put it there, and I probably will be able to do it right now before the AI starts doing it. So this may tell you that the AI, if you don't pay for it probably, it will be slow. It will be slower than a person. Unfortunately, that's how it starts to get. Slower than a person. And it's normal to be slower than me, but it will be slower than most normal 3D artists, as we can see. So ears. Of course, the ears of this girl are not normal human ears. I made them normal, but they're not. They're like this. And there will be a lot of adjustments. We see that now this jaw is too huge and there are other things, but adjustments will be done, as always. We are 8 minutes into this, and we have something right now which looks somehow nothing too good. But that's how it is in the beginning. You cannot make it right away amazing. There is no person in this world, I think, that can right away in like 10 minutes make this look superb and like the concept, except if they're practicing this particular sculpt many times. Yeah, then probably yes. But other than that, no. Only with a lot of practice came perfection. Okay. Wacom Intuos Medium. This is my tablet, yeah. For 250 euro. God damn, Intuos is more expensive. My tablet is not Intuos. My tablet is one by Wacom. Intuos are expensive and I don't think it's worth it. They have tilt pressure or whatever. They have some fancy things that 3D artists usually don't need. You know, sculptors don't need. Maybe if you are a 2D artist, I don't envy you because the AI is, you know. But if you are, maybe the Intuos will be fine for you. I don't think Intuos is... it's an overkill for a 3D artist. I've used Intuos back in the days. Now I'm using one by Wacom. the difference for me is non-existent. So, what I advise? Getting the cheaper one, which is 1 by Wacom. 1 by Wacom. No need for $1,000 tablet, exactly. I made AI assistant, only 20 kilobyte Python code. It works through OpenAI, DeepSeek, AP and can talk. Very nice. Я скачал все твои курсы, и они шикарные. Сейчас у меня нет возможности, но я даю слово, что выкуплю, и как только появится возможность купить из России. Okay. I downloaded all your courses, this guy said in Russian, and they are very nice. How to scale this? S is scale? Yeah, okay. When I'm trying to translate from Russian, I forget how to use Blender, you know. It's like too many things doing at once. Talking, doing something on the screen, and translating from Russian is too much. Too much for me. But yeah, the guy is saying he will probably buy, he giving a word that he will buy all my courses when it's possible to buy them from Russia, because now, as we know, it's not possible to buy from Russia. It's possible if you get a Georgia debit card or credit card from Georgia. And it's possible to get a debit card from Georgia, from Russia. There are ways. Not many people know it probably, or not many people care, but if you actually want to pay something, a Georgia credit card will do, or debit card. I've talked with Russians and they have done it with the Georgian card, and it's working. But it doesn't matter. Mr. Nico, I'm sculpting with my mouse. Do I have to buy an iPad to be pro like you? I don't have an Apple product, actually. Not an iPad, not an iPhone. I think Apple products are nice, very cool, but they are a little bit too much too much money for the hardware. I don't know. So I don't own it. So iPad, you don't have to buy, because I don't have one. But to buy a tablet, a Wacom tablet or Huion tablet or whatever tablet you can find, because probably most tablets will do, yes, you need. Okay, now she looks a little bit like a male because of a lot of things. So let's make it more female-ish if we can. Too much male vibes. Although in the concept we have a male vibes, yeah. But I've noticed that many absolutely gorgeous and beautiful women have male vibes. So yeah, I don't think I'm gay, but it doesn't matter. It's like they look a little bit manly with this like square jaw sometimes, with big cheeks and other types of stuff, and that's okay. That's absolutely fine. Maybe when we put the hair, she will not give this amazing male vibes that she's giving right now. He, I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I'm hoping that at the end it will be a female. Just hopes and dreams, right? We'll see. We'll see what will happen at the end. This is the end. My dear old friend, the end. Huion is fine. Wacom have become quite overpriced. I switched to Huion after using Wacom all my life. And you are happy with it, so probably it's fine. I guess it's fine. If people are switching from Wacom to Huion, then we are on the verge of disaster. You know, all the things in the world are changing, you know. The world is constantly changing. And if we stay the same and not change with it, we have to be a little bit chameleons. If we not change with it, what will become of us? It will become grumpy old persons, you know. Either male or female. Grumpy old. Yeah, if you are a male, you're a grumpy old guy. If you're a female, you're a Karen these days. Sorry about if somebody is called Karen and she's not grumpy and old. But yeah, Karens usually. They're sometimes not old, but grumpy they are. Definitely they are. And usually people are grumpy because their lives are not what they want them to be. That's when I'm grumpy, you know. When my life is not exactly doing what I want it to do, then I become grumpy. And it's normal, I guess, for everybody. Sometimes I'm driving a car in the morning or just a little bit after the morning. I'm driving around town, and the first time somebody does something stupid, in my opinion stupid, probably it's not stupid, but in my opinion stupid, I start to curse. This stupid guy, why he's doing it? And then I start to realize, okay, relax. Now, why I'm cursing here about something that somebody else did, nothing happened, why I'm cursing? Because something is happening inside me. So usually you have to look inside yourselves when something you think something is wrong with the world and everything. Look inside of you. Maybe something is wrong with yourself. Maybe you are having some troubles. Everybody has troubles. There is nobody who is carefree completely, except if you are very young. But when you're young, you don't have money, for example. When you're older, you have other problems with your kids, with money again also. Yeah, so every person have troubles. We are, you're seeing all these people in Instagram, in YouTube or whatever, or in Twitch. They are smiling and dancing and they are so carefree. They're doing it for the camera. They're not carefree. There is no carefree person these days. Or maybe ever. I don't know. Even if you have a lot of money, the paradox with having a lot of money is that when you have a lot of money, then you're starting to be afraid that you're gonna lose them, that you're gonna lose what you have, and you are trying to make more money because you are afraid, and it's a vicious cycle. So we have to be careful. We have to be careful. We need to be poor. Yeah, that's the whole advice that I'm giving you. Be poor and you will be happy. No. The idea is that you must have... there are researches that say that if you have a normal income that will cover all your needs plus vacation and everything, you don't need much more. And you will not be much happier if you have more. If you have a yacht or a private plane, you will not be much happier. You will have much more actual problems when you have that much money. Because a yacht is a very nice thing. A yacht. But it costs so much to just have it, Huge amount of money for paying for harbors and other stuff is just not worth it. So yeah, you have a yacht, you have a status symbol, a yacht. But you have problems. If you have a house, you have problems. If you have a car, problems. Everything that people want, like I want to have a nice car, Mercedes or Porsche or whatever, yeah, you will have it, but then yeah, you will drive it and you will be very happy with driving it, but then you will think, if I park it here, will I find it again? Especially in countries like mine. If I have to insure it. How much money is this? Because the car is expensive. And when you insure it, you will give a lot of money to charity, to the insurance companies. So yeah, all that problems. I'm waiting for Nico's course on clothing. I have to do it, right? Yeah, but these days I have some freelance. Also, I'm not very concentrated. So yeah, I have to start doing research on the clothes too much. A little bit more, I mean, not too much. A little bit more to concentrate on that. She's looking a little bit like the concept, although not too much. But with the head, with this hair, she's starting to look like she, which is a great win in my book, because she was looking like he, so yeah, it's better to look like she. I will save it, untitled. By the way, yeah, she's a rabbit. Now, let me show you. This is the character I did. So, this is the low poly. I did this low poly, polygon by polygon. Each polygon is placed by hand, absolutely by hand. And it just surrounds the shapes of the high poly. The high poly is consistent of many meshes. Maybe like 30 or so. Not too many. This is not a super hugely complicated model. It's kind of, but not. And then I UV mapped it. This is the UVs. This is unwrapping and making everything flat, if you don't know what UV mapping is. And then I baked it and make textures in Substance Painter. And there are a couple of problems with that. So when I exported the low poly, especially the low poly, from Blender to Substance Painter, I forgot to do one thing. I forgot to triangulate it. So in my opinion, you need two types of low poly. One not triangulated and the other one triangulated. When you triangulate it, then the other program that you use, Substance Painter in this case, will not be able to triangulate it by itself. And now it is triangulated a little bit by it, and now you see this kind of shadows here, this kind of X shadows. This is because of triangulation. If I go and, for example, I go and triangulate it like this, it stays, because this is how it's triangulated in Substance Painter. But Blender actually triangulates it in the other way. And now it's fine. This disappears. This is because of triangulation. And triangulation can be a huge issue. Here, you see the same thing. If I triangulate it like this, this X will disappear and it will be a completely nice and flat surface. A lot of triangulation issues we have here. And it's easily, you probably cannot hear me quite well because when I'm rotating here, I'm using cycles right now, I think. So cycles is a problem. Let's go to Eve. It's not much worse, but it's easier to listen to me. So triangulation is sometimes a big issue between programs, when you move between programs. When I did my course, the Mod Girl, the latest course that I did, it's in the description of this video with all my courses, and they're paid. By the way, in ArtStation right now they have sale, and they are pretty cheap. I think 30% off or something, I'm not sure, 20 or 30% off, so it's pretty good. The idea is that I did this course, Mod Girl, entirely in Blender. So I baked in Blender, I did the textures in Blender, I did everything in Blender. So I didn't have any issues with triangulations because it's one software and the triangulation of each polygon is the same. When you are going to Substance Painter and back, it's a problem. So that's what I'm saying. Two meshes, one like this, non-triangulated with squares, and the other one triangulated, the same mesh but triangulated. You bake on the triangulated mesh and you show the triangulated mesh with the texture, but you use the non-triangulated version to give it to the animator to animate it and to rig it. And then the animator can easily swap the non-triangulated mesh with the triangulated one when it's already done, because the vertices are on exact the same positions. It's only the triangulations, but the vertices, the dots, they're exactly the same. They don't change. So it's easy to replace this mesh. But the triangulated one is the one that you should use for baking and for actual in-game mesh. That's my 2 points about this. It came out pretty well, actually. I did some, I started to remember some things in the Substance Painter, how to do those things. I did some new things a little bit. For the skin, for example, I did some veins here, and it's interesting. Although it's visible that it's low poly, but it's an action game, so I guess this is completely fine. By the way, I was talking about AI. So, the pants. Initially, I did the pants with AI, with the boots. The pants and the boots are done with the help of AI. Then I had to put so much work on these pants and boots to make them look good, because all the folds that you can see on the fabric, on the actual pants, are made by hand by me. And a lot more work I had to put on here and there to just refine some things, to make them look not awkward. So I think that actual using AI meshes for your high poly is not worth it. It's not worth it yet, because the mesh that AI makes is full of problems that you have to put like time to fix. If you make this all those things from scratch, it probably will be faster, easier, and the result at the end will be better, more clean. So yeah, my advice to you is that AI can be used for kind of some things that are not very important. Like here, I felt like the bottom part here, the pants, are not as important. They don't have to be that super high quality like the top of the character, because the top of the character is usually the most important thing. That's why I did it with AI. But then, as I said, I put hours and hours to fix different things on this AI and to remake the folds. So it's we may say it's collaboration between me and AI, the pants, the waist down thing. And here you see a lot of black things. Those are with triangulations. If I triangulate like this, it may disappear. Let's see. Yes, it disappears. This black thing, it's no longer there. There are here other black things, but this one disappeared. I thought triangulation is an issue. Other than that, it looks quite well. But let's return to our character. I got Wacom because I want a pen without batteries low. I think the others also, I don't know. A problem. Okay, in Norway finally bought apartment, no bank loans, but I cannot afford anything else. When you buy an apartment, actually, what happens is when you buy an apartment with bank loans, then you are getting something more to worry about. You have to worry, how will you pay every month? And if you lose your job, for example, what will happen? You will lose your sleep also. So it's a knife with a lot of blades, we may say, a lot of edges. A knife with many edges is buying your own place. I cannot afford to buy an apartment without bank loan, so I probably will not. I will restrain myself. The prices here in Bulgaria are getting up every month by a lot. For example, from the beginning of the year until now, the apartments prices, I think, went up 15% or so. It's just crazy here in Bulgaria. By the way, let's see the concept, because I am making stuff without using the concept, which is a mistake. The concept is nice. So when you are making something, you like to use the concept as a reference, since it's nice. And you want also your work to become nice. So using the concept is good for you. Definitely. Hey, is there any way to get a similar result of clay polish in Blender? Clay polish. I think this is clay polish, scrape fill brush. It's 7 AM in Mexico. Yeah, it's early. You press Alt-K a lot. Why? I'm using a 3-button mouse in Blender, and I explained that in my video about how to get started sculpting in Blender in my other channel. Link to the other channel in the description actually. And this is a pretty useful video. It has more than 100,000 views, I think. People are finding it useful. How to start sculpting with Blender and with a tablet. With the tablet you have to press Alt all the time because it's just how you do it. Alt Control, Alt Shift, and just Alt. This is how you rotate, how you pan zoom, and how you do everything. All the things you do is with those keys. Don't worry about it. Where are you freelancing on, Nico? What are you freelancing on, Nico? I'm freelancing on whatever came out. How does the video thumbnail come before the sculpt? That's a good question. And if the people in the Discord server where I streamed just before this, remember, I told that somebody will ask this interesting question. Every time everybody is asking this question. And the answer is that I streamed in the Discord server before that to warm up, to try out how this will happen and to be able to do it faster in the stream. And the result of the stream in the Discord is the thumbnail of this video, the live thumbnail. So yeah, that's the answer. Joining you live from Zimbabwe. Love your work, man. Thank you very much. Tinashe Enoch Misuandaka. Nice. Nice name. Hello, Nico. Do you take on students for feedback and stuff? You see, I'm preparing... what I'm preparing? I'm not preparing anything, but I have to prepare my Patreon, where I should be having a tier where you will have at least 1 hour of feedback every month, of personal feedback with me. So it's possible to do it, but I have to think the tiers a little bit more through. They're not yet complete in my Patreon, which is ready. I have a Patreon, but not completely ready with the tiers and everything. Remember. It's not super bad, I would say. Even now, it's fine. Привет, Nico. You look sexy today. I will tell you why. I will tell you why. There is a reason why I look sexy today. Because I haven't eaten that much sugars lately. So for the last, let's say, a month almost, I've almost stopped eating waffles and chocolate and other stuff. So I kind of lose a little bit of weight. Although the muscles, they're still here. See? Maybe a little bit smaller muscle because sugar gives you muscle. No, I'm joking. Sugar doesn't give you anything. Sugar gives you a couple of things. Diabetes, very nice. Also, sugar gives you not so much energy. You're feeling more tired when you eat sugar. Also, what sugar gives you is heart disease. Yeah, very nice. And what else is sugar giving you? Fat, of course. It will make you fat. So a lot of things is the sugar giving to the people. Sugar is very addictive. It's very difficult to stop sugar. For now, I've stopped it. We will see if I will be able to continue without it. But I don't crave it anymore. I was craving it every time after I eat. I was craving sugar. Now I'm not. That probably is a good thing. Hopefully is a good thing. Let's put some eyeballs, actually. We need eyeballs. 30... Oof, what is this? X, delete. So, we need eyeballs. UV sphere. Thank you very much. 34 minutes into this, and it's not that bad. And I would say that it's very nice that I did the practice in the Discord server. I haven't been actually streaming in the Discord server for a while, Today I did. And I'm not sorry. I feel that that's what you have to do. Sometimes you have to stream in a Discord server. In the description also, many people cannot find it. I always say that, and it's always true, because some people say, Nico, what is your Discord server? I cannot find it in the description of the video. I don't know what to tell you. You just have to look harder. When they look the second time, usually they find it. I don't know why. The second time is the charm. But you see, if you go to the Discord server just to be in the Discord server, and you don't plan to do anything, it's fine again. But I noticed that I have more than 10,000 people in the Discord server. You see, how many people we have here in the stream now? 118 people live watching in the stream. So from 10,000 people, which I always ping, like I say, everyone, we will have a stream. Only like 60 people are coming from there, from the Discord server, to watch. It's interesting, from 10,000, yeah. Because most people, they're going to the Discord server, immediately muting it, because they want to become good at sculpting, but they don't want the hustle and the trouble, you know. So yeah, imagine that. Amazing stuff. Let's see what we can do. So her head is tilted a little bit, and it's also maybe a bit wider. So if we get the head without the neck and rotate it like this. We don't have teeth. We have, but I didn't get it. Okay, rotate it a little bit like this. Maybe a little bit more. And from this point, we will try to achieve similar result. Maybe lift it a little bit more like this. Not sure. Yeah, this is fine. Alright, not quite the best, but not super bad either. I would say it's better than the first trial. So usually that's the case. Usually when you try something for the first time, especially as fast as I do it, it will not be as good. Second time is better. The third time, better. Then the second even, probably. Who knows? He does a practice run before stream, yes. Look amazing, thank you very much. Voice lags a little, yeah, it was lagging. Nice to see you live stream. Thank you, Nico. Have you tried Uku Paint? Can it replace Substance Painter yet? It can replace Substance Painter, actually, because you can do many things that you can do with Substance Painter, you can do with Uku Paint, but much harder and with much more thinking. You have to think a lot more about how to do it, because Uku Paint is far more difficult to use than Substance Painter. So it's possible to do most things, but it's not that easy and that nice. Let's see the girl actually. My result and of course the AI result. The AI result is kind of generic. It's not exactly as the concept, although it's not quite bad. It's looking kind of fine. The horns are bad. I don't like them. The hair is better than mine. The face needs more work. And it's not kind of symmetrical, so yeah. If you want to fix this, you want to put it in your Blender and fix it, it probably is possible. It's not gonna be the best. So I'm not super happy with the AI this time, although I've seen worse from this AI. So this AI is fine. This girl will be a weekly sculpting challenge in the Discord server. Yes, then I didn't know Nico was swole. Yeah, super swole. Finally caught a speech our life. Yes. Alt is because the tablet pen doesn't have a middle mouse click by default. Yes. You can use the pen buttons for the middle mouse click and navigate with that, but I don't like to use any buttons except for the keyboard. So that's why my tablet doesn't have any buttons, because it's the cheapest and the most simple tablet ever. And also it's very nice because this tablet, one by Wacom, is pretty small and very portable. You can bring it everywhere in a backpack without too much hassle. So it's great. I would say it's great. But of course, everybody is advertising what they have. Maybe for many people it will not be great. For me, it's great. Okay, let's see this. Now, let's do a little bit of a color, because we are not completely ready for the color, but let's do it. This reddish color. Ah, it doesn't work. Because we are a color dodge. And now because we don't have the strength. Now it's working. Good job. Now I will go down with the strength, and here I will go with blue. We need some blue things here and there. A little bit. So it's not completely... it's not completely red. And then we need a little bit of yellow. Especially in this area here of the forehead. A little bit of yellow, I say. Okay. A little bit here. And maybe here. Maybe on the nose. And then smooth it. And it's gonna be great. Now, for the lips, we may take this red, which is this one here, and put it on the lips. This one. Maybe make it a little bit more red. And put it on the lips. So, I don't want the lips to be a different, completely different red. No. Subdivide it again, maybe more. Okay, this is fine. Maybe more subdivision would be appropriate, but we'll see. So when we're looking at a female concept, most of the time you will see that you will make the eyes bigger than they actually are. Why? Because it's lying to you. You see the eye with this black thing around it, and you think that it's big. It's not that big. When you put the black thing around, then it will be big. But before that, it's not that big. So be careful with that. That's my advice. Make the eye a little bit smaller and be fine with it. Not a bad result so far, right? I would say that it's fine. I usually don't like what I'm doing here because I do it very fast, and when you do something very fast, it usually is not that good, you know. That's the usual thing, but now it's getting kind of fine. Now we're putting this black around the eye, and it should look better, right? Yeah. Here we can put some black also inside the mouth, not too much though. And also, very good idea to put black in this area. Because this is not for render, this is just for show off, like what it is right now. So why don't we put black whatever we want. Here it would be nice to have one black. Alright, it's not like the concept. I'm not saying that I'm perfectly well, made the concept perfectly well, there a lot of adjustments would be needed in order to be relatively perfect or good enough, but it's actually good enough for our purposes. I will change the subject completely. I watched a couple of documentaries about the Second World War, about Hitler, and I found that if I was on the place of Hitler, probably I will do similar things. Yeah, very interesting thing. And most of you probably would do the similar things also. It was expected from him, you know. And he has this huge army of people who are worshipping him. So it's very easy for everybody, because we are human, to think that we are gods. And that was a mistake that many people did. Not people, emperors. They're not people. They are people, actually. That's why power corrupts. Great power corrupts greatly. And even if you are a good person, even if you're a nice, very good guy, Hitler was not a bad person to start with. But power, since he had absolute power, a power that many monarchies even don't have, they were worshipping him. Everywhere it was Heil Hitler. On the churches, baptizing childs, instead of Jesus Christ, they were putting a picture of Hitler there. And baptizing was not done by the church people, it was done by SS officers. So they were replacing even religion back then. It was amazing. I mean, amazing stuff to understand what happens when somebody gets absolute power. They get absolute corruption, absolute problems happened. That's why nobody should be allowed to do that. That's why American presidents and all the democratic presidents are elected every 4 years. And no president is allowed more than 2 terms. That's also in my country, it's the same. Not only in America, in most democratic countries. This is because exactly this human thing that's happening. And our favorite president of Russia, he got over that. He escaped this and he jumped into the grasp of the dictator. And he will be remembered like Stalin is remembered, like Hitler was remembered, like all the dictators that do terrible things to protect their regime are remembered. Probably he wants that. Probably he wants to be just remembered. Doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter. I want to be remembered. I want to stay alive in the memory of people. Doesn't matter if I'm the second Hitler or whatever. Doesn't matter. Just stay in the memory. Amazing. Just a little bit of thoughts, you know. You cannot pass here in this channel without politics. It's just always possible to have it. Have you seen Runway AI? This is, I think, for videos, right? Maybe people busy doing your mod course, Nico. Yeah, the mod course is doing okay. I mean, it's selling quite fine, so probably people are buying it. I have about 50 Discord servers and most of them are mute. Plus it's also 1 AM here. Exactly. Most of the servers are mute. Mostly when you go to a server, even if it's a server that will serve you, because it's a server, it will serve you. Like my server, there are people who can help you there when you are stuck, when you are having like issues with your sculpt. But I guess most of those 10,000 people don't want to sculpt actually. They want to just be there, just to, I don't know, to participate. And muting the server is one way to participate. The best way to participate is muting the server, of course. Of course, there are always the people who are genuinely present in the server. They are always there. With them, we are making sometimes sessions. They are making themselves sessions in the streams when they are speaking about stuff, talking about. Don't be afraid, they're good people. They will always welcome everybody who is new there, who wants to just say hi or just to talk about some subject, especially if you know English, because otherwise it will be difficult. English is the official language of the server, although I'm not English. Obviously, I'm from Bulgaria, and my language is not English. It's Bulgarian, believe it or not. Believe it or not, I'm Bulgarian. The fastest Bulgarian sculpture in the world, we may say. Okay, it's not exactly like the concept, but it's even better. No, it's far from better, of course. I will try to make the horns better than the concept, better than the 3D AI, because the 3D AI is stupid AI, and we don't like it. Right, Justin? It's not even AI. It's what was that? I don't remember. But yeah, it's not even. We cannot call it AI because it's doing one thing and it's not doing it quite well. So the 3D AI, it's not exactly AI. Maybe the term AI should be used for general intelligence. So GAI. An AI who will be like a person. It will understand. It will have its own opinions and stuff like this, which still it's a little bit, I don't know. And again, don't worry about AI stealing your job if you're a 3D character artist. It's not gonna happen soon. It's far from it. It can do some stuff, but everything that you do with the current 3D AI, you have to spend a lot of time fixing, which is kind of useless, which makes it useless. Do you want to spend the time doing something by yourself or fixing the stupid AI? Because the AI is not that smart as a person. It's faster than a person, obviously, a little bit, but with the waiting times these days, I don't know. It may be not faster than me. But I'm not a person. I'm actually a very advanced AI made from by Bill Gates a while ago. And yeah, nobody knows it. Nobody can see it. Because that's the good AI. The good AI, you cannot say it's AI. It looks like a human. It talks like a human. It even has biceps like a human. But it's AI. Probably most of you knew already that I'm an AI. But yeah, it's good to know, right? Subdivision surface modifier 3 times and apply. Let's see. Why are they wasting their precious resources to make AI like me instead of making AI that will cure cancer? For example, I cannot cure cancer. I'm a 3D character artist. So, I don't know. It's just beyond me. But they did it. As you can see, they did it. But sometimes people are just not exactly logical and rational. They're doing strange things. Or even stranger things. If we are referring to the TV series. Stranger Things. Okay, for the eyes, I'm a little bit concerned because it's hard to do ice, but we will try. We have like 5 minutes to do ice. So let's do ice, ice, baby. First we do this. Amazing, right? These are the best ice that you have ever seen in your life, I know. But let's continue with yellow. Let's continue with a little bit of this red. And then maybe a little bit of this black again, later. We will have to do black actually in the middle of the eye, like this. Okay. And we will try the color dodge thing. Nice. Okay, that's what I like. Starting to look amazing. Now, as you can see, the eyes are always having this shadow on the eyeball, here on the top of the eyeball. So we have to do this shadow. Go to mix, go to black or almost black. Let's go to multiply, actually, and do this shadow. Yeah, without this shadow it will look awkward, but now with the shadow it's nice. Now, the other thing. We'll apply the mirror modifier, then we go hide this, select this one and rotate it. Select this one and rotate it. And then we'll put some white dots in there just for the sake of it. But not with multiply, because white with multiply will do nothing. She's looking like new, you see? And now I will disable the symmetry here, and I will do just white here, white a little bit here, maybe a little bit of white also in this area, in here also. I will smooth this, of course, this is not what it's supposed to be, but no, I will do it like this, so. All right. Good. Now, where else we should put a little bit of white? Maybe here. And now we should smooth it. Just to not be that prominent. But it will be there. We know it's there. Okay. This time, actually, the result is not that bad. Many times when I'm doing these fast things here, I'm saying, okay, the result is not good. This time the result is relatively fine. Let's do a little bit of a shadow. The shadow is sometimes, it's hit or miss, but this time it's fine. I think this is fine with shadow. And I will tilt the head a little bit more. Without the neck, thank you. Without the neck, I said. And of course, as this will be the weekly challenge, if you have some problems with this and you, you know, want to criticize it, you always can do it by yourself. I will put the link, the concept, in the Discord server, in the weekly challenge section or channel, and you can do it by yourself perfectly, if you can. It's a good concept for practicing female, practicing devil, and practicing demon. It's a pretty good concept for that, you know. We like it. Demonic girl. All right, let's see what people are. He was crazy before he got popular. It's me? Oh, hello, love your streams. Thank you, thank you. I don't think you should use AI Gen Nico. There are many artists that can benefit from you sculpting their concepts. I'm usually doing concepts from artists, although in this channel, if you see, maybe like 30% are AI, at least 30. But the other 70% or 60 something, I don't know, is other artists. When I see something that I like in ArtStation, that it's simple enough so I can do it for 1 hour, hour and a half, I usually do it. Come to Discord. Justin, since Justin is one of the biggest moderators in the Discord server, he's advising people to come to the Discord because he wants more people to be below him, right? Yeah, amazing stuff. No, he's a very good guy. Relax. You have to try very hard to make him angry and for him to do something bad to you. So usually you can't, except if you try very hard. If you try very hard, he's a man after all. He's not some kind of a robot or something. He's a man. He will give you justice because he's Justin. He will give you justice, whatever. Look where AI 3 model generation was a year ago versus now. Give it 3-5 years. I'm giving it 50 years, no problem. Can you add the details but fast with the hand painting? Yes. On the horns. On the horns. Probably, yeah, but I don't feel it's necessary. By the way, if we see the first try that I did and this one is far better. It's just better. This is the thumbnail of the live video, and this probably what I did right now will be the thumbnail for the video after that. So yeah, especially between the skin and the horns. Yeah, the skin and the actually, yeah, that's a good idea. The skin and the horns, they have to be more smoothly connected, which we can kind of do by selecting this color here and transferring it to the horns a little bit like this. It's not gonna be perfect at all, but it's gonna be a little bit more like gradual transition. If you want it to be perfect, you have to connect the horns and the head, which by the way is possible. So let's connect them. It's not a big deal. Control J and they're connected. And now we go to scope mode, we press R, go down, make it and smooth this out, and it will be amazing. Wow. This is because the mirror modifier. Okay, Control Z, thank you very much. Control Z again, thank you very much. Control Z again. The mirror modifier did something here. I don't know what exactly it did, but it did something. So I will apply first the mirror modifier on this. And here we don't have the mirror, that's what's the problem. Then we combine them. Then we go to sculpt mode, 0.00. Let's try this one. All right, and now we should be able to. It doesn't happen. There's still. Let's see. Scope mode, R, Control R. Yeah, the last time I probably didn't press Control R. Yeah, now it's nice. Smooth it out and do some detailing. I still think that the girl in the concept is, I mean, it's better. But for the time being, which is 1 hour and 4 minutes, it's fine. Yeah, it's completely fine. We don't have earrings, we don't have detail on the hair, we don't have anything, but we are anyway relatively happy of our result. Shadow on the wall, yes. Nico, can you make her smug? No, I probably can't. Hello Nico, are you using the Vulkan Appium blender? Yes, nowadays I'm using Vulkan. I don't know what's the point of spending money on games. What? On games? If in the future, if it's all just generated. You see, the problem with this will be the following. So if most of the games in a couple of years will be almost completely generated by AI, then there will be much more games that are now. And only the games that are actually worth it, that actually have a good gameplay, good screenplay, good everything, they will be the games that you will actually want to play. The others, the most of it, the thousands other games, will be just crap, you know, nobody will care about them. So only the best ones will get money. It's the same right now, almost. Sculpting faces with any emotion is difficult. I try, but they look cursed. My experience is the same. Hey Char, trying to make a character, but I can't get the curve to look great. The curve. It keeps having imperfections. You have to try harder, probably. You're as awesome, Nico. Why? I don't know. What is called success definition in a word, sir? Full explain, please. Success is have a different definition in different types of in different times of the human of the person growth. So when you're young, for example, if you ask my son, he will say that success is to drive AMG, Mercedes-Benz or Porsche or some other nice car, to have nice clothes, to be able to buy nice things, to have a couple of $1 million in the bank. This for him will be success. For me, success is pretty similar. No. I mean, those things are fine. Material success is one thing, but another thing is to be happy. And success, in my opinion, is something personal. So other people will see success by seeing your car, seeing your clothes, seeing how you dress and how you act, and how much money you have. This is success, comparative success, judged by other people. If you have to judge success by yourself, you have to judge it by how happy you are. There are many people who are relatively rich, but they are not as happy. Why they are not happy? They don't have meaningful connection with another human being, which makes them deeply unhappy. So they use drugs. They are spending their money for some kind of entertainment, which is bringing them happiness a little bit, but overall they're empty. And there are a lot of people like this. So success, do you think this person is successful? He's relatively unhappy, and most of the suicides are in the developed countries, the already developed countries, people who have almost everything, and they are bored to death. Literally. So success, in my opinion, has something to do also with the happiness of a person. So you have to be happy. If you are happy, living under the bridge, scrapping for food, but you feel full, you feel fulfilled, then you're successful by your own standards. But of course, in order to be successful, person has to create, in my opinion, has to create stuff, has to be creative. If you're not creative, if you don't do stuff, if you don't create stuff, if you don't sculpt, if you don't do stuff, I mean, code also, coding is also creating, probably you will not be successful even in your own eyes. Even if you make money, you will not be happy. Happiness. Just friends, not subordinates. Yeah, that's true. Says Justin. Hello Nico and everyone, nice job here. I wonder how many people here just watching or actually sculpting is their job. Just for info, I would say 50, not 50, 20% are sculpting, the rest are just watching and enjoying the show. Are you employee or employer? If I have to be answering this question, in this case I'm none. I'm self-employed. By the standards of my country, where I pay my taxes, I'm self-employed. I'm employing myself, so I'm both or none. Whatever you say. What do you suggest for games? Vertex painting or UV texturing? Oh, always UV texturing. Not sure if vertex painting ever works in game engines. It works in game engines, vertex paint, but for characters it's not good because you have far less vertices and you need far more detail. So with texture you can get a lot of detail. With vertex paint, not so much. My name is still this LOL. I was telling people how to climb earth pose using no fuel. It's very simple. What's happening here? I'm just watching. I still haven't finished the mouse ourselves yet. Interesting. The mouse course, yes. The mouse course. People are referring the mouse course. The mouse course is my first Blender course ever. I mean, I had a course that I included Blender, but this was the first only Blender course. I made it 1 month after I started using Blender for sculpting. Before that, I was using Blender for other things. But when I started using Blender for everything, 1 month after that, I did the beginner course, which is the mouse course. It's a small mouse with big ears and big head. And with a knife, or no, a cleaver behind it's very interesting. I learned block bench last month and Eclipse and Minecraft, okay. But Nico, what's gonna be the next course? Next course should be a cloth and fold anatomy course, and the course after that will be the torso, probably anatomy course. But I haven't even started to practice for that cloth course yet. So maybe when I finish all my freelances. I wasn't expecting to have freelances because last 2 years freelance was almost over. Not only for me. I know a couple of very good, better than me even, character artists here in Bulgaria, and they say that the freelance is very scarce. So I wasn't expecting to have freelance this summer, but I have some. So I have to kind of do it because it's making me immediate money, which I kind of need. Clothing, yeah. I can't believe how much code files are needed to just make a boat into a Snape tab. Okay, this guy is talking about some other things. About something completely different, you know. I guess reference face is a bit more roundy. Probably, there are a lot of things that can be seen, especially with the eyes of a person who is not sculpting immediately. As you will see if you try to sculpt anything, like this girl, for example, at some point you will think that it's relatively good, relatively close to the concept. But the other people will tell you that it's not exactly. Yeah. The same point you mentioned about AI-generated games will apply to art, but I disagree. The demand will remain the same and not everyone cares about quality like AI art. Okay, yes. May I ask why it still doesn't look like the concept? No offense. Because it's very fast and usually it is difficult, especially with females. It's pretty difficult to make it look like the concept. Not impossible, I guess, but it's not easy. For example, here, if we go and turn on symmetry and make the chin a little bit narrower, maybe it will be a little bit closer, the mouth a little bit wider, and push the nose down closer to the mouth. You know, little changes can give us a big things. But still, it will never be completely like the concept, except if I spend a couple of hours, maybe then it will start to look more and more like the concept. For 1 hour, the amount we spent here, it's not very possible. Okay, I'm bored too. So everybody is bored these days. I watched a video about boredom. Um, who was this video? Who made this video? Let me think. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, but a famous YouTuber. He made a video about boredom and how, when you are bored, you immediately go to your phone or to your computer to watch a video or to play a game, just to not be bored, or to even to read a book. Back in the days when people were bored, they were reading a book. Now we are playing a game or watching a video or reading a news or whatever. Or reading a book sometimes. I'm reading still. I'm by the way reading a book. Yeah, I'm reading. What is this? Mistborn. I think Mistborn from Brandon Sanderson. I think, if I'm not mistaken, or Steven Erickson. I'm not sure who exactly wrote the Mistborn series, but it's a pretty nice series of books. The Mistborn series. I like it. So I'm reading it right now. Not right now. Right now I'm streaming, but when I'm not streaming, sometimes I'm reading. But sometimes I'm not reading. I'm playing some games on my phone. I am watching some short videos, because short videos are the best way to escape from boredom immediately. But it's making you more anxious. Watching your phone all the time is making you more anxious and more easy bored, and then watching more the phone, and it's like a vicious cycle. All of us right now, I mean, 126 people are watching this right now. From these people, I would say 120 are like me, easily bored, and always going to their phones for support of the boredom, to get rid of it. Probably it's not good, but I don't know, we'll see. Yeah. For the hair becomes smooth between the skin and the hair, same step to do. Between the skin and the hair, do you have to... No. You have to just increase the resolution of the hair and try to do these little hairs that are going into the skin. Don't combine the hair and the skin. You can, but I don't want to combine, because if you combine it, then you will... It's like game over. You cannot go back, you know. What type of video game would you be interested in creating assets for? Usually stylized games. Doesn't matter what exactly, like third person or first person or whatever, but more stylized, I think. I got Mod Girl course and started it. Very good. But then I saw another gorgeous concept in reference sheet and I immediately started to do it. I was posted in Whip in Discord. I'm Indichenko. Let's see what concept are you doing, Indichenko. And why are you doing something else? Wow, you did great, actually. It's not bad. So you like this one. Yeah, pretty good. I would say this, you have to go to get references for this type of high heel shoes, because this is not very nice. But overall, looks great. You have a lot of, this is the difficult thing, to make all the layers. When you have a lot of layers in your character, like you have belt over skirt over something else, like pants or whatever. So you have a lot of layers over layers, which is kind of hard to do, but you started pretty well. So yeah, continue the same way. It's very, very cool. We like it. Oh, we have the mod girl here. I haven't seen too many results of the mod girl yet. That's interesting. A lot of people kind of bought it, but since it's a pretty long course, then not many people have actually reached even this level. Like this is probably the high poly, yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Hello Nico, do you have any tips for rendering characters? What are some good ways to improve our rendering skills? The only way to improve your rendering skills is to render more, to try different things. In every course that I do, at the end of the course, they are paid courses of course, but at the end of the course I always do a light setup, test things, do some stuff. You can see my process there in my courses. So yeah. Hello Nico, when you make courses, do you take permission from the artist before turning the concept art to 3D? Yes, I always get the permission from the artist to make the course. I always write to them. Sometimes they don't answer, sometimes they answer. Sometimes I like one concept, I write to the author, I try to find him in Instagram, in ArtStation or his mail, but sometimes he didn't answer anywhere, so I don't do the course. That happened once, but other than that, most of the time people are okay with it. They say okay, it's fine, amazing. Some people are giving me they say, yeah, you can do it, but after that I want the 3D model so I can 3D print it, something like this, which is great. Again, I don't have anything in mind. If they are good concept artists, why not? You are cultivating good values on this channel, Nico, thank you very much. Sometimes yes, sometimes I'm cultivating good values, sometimes I'm cultivating my values. My values, for example, are not lying, to be honest. Not only with everybody, but with yourself. And when you're honest with yourself, sometimes it will transfer to everybody. So you will be honest with everybody. People who are lying, usually, they lie not only to everybody else, but to themselves. And it's easier to be a good liar if you lie to yourself also. So, for example, that's why I don't like Trump. Because I like the truth. I like the truth. That's why I don't like politics as a whole. I don't like any politician. But actually, if I have to be honest, and I kind of always am, you cannot be a politician if you don't lie. There were politicians that were not lying, and other politicians are making fun of them. And they're like with their lies and everything, they're like smashing them, and they just cannot handle it. So people who cannot lie, who cannot cheat, who cannot be like psychopaths and to hurt other people, they cannot be politicians, successful politicians. It's very difficult. You have to be a bad person actually to be a good politician, maybe. And for example, what is the measurement of good politician? A successful one. Trump is a successful politician. He's a president of the United States. No, not everybody can be a president of the United States, of the most powerful country in the world right now. So he's a successful, right? Is he a liar, a cheater, a complete garbage of a person? Yes, but a successful politician. So nowadays, a successful politician usually means kind of that in this day and age. Do you watch Avatar Fire Ash trailer? I haven't, but if I have to be honest, I haven't watched The Way of Water yet. The movie, which is a couple of years old, I haven't watched it yet, so yeah. I don't know, I don't want to spoil it. I missed watching it in IMAX, in the movies, so I didn't watch it at all. I'm now reading, after a long time, Lovecraft's The Tomb, and I finished Cold Storage from Quep, which was pretty good. Nice. It looks cool. It would be great to see a course from you with more realistic characters, possibly also incorporating Substance Painter. And yes, it should be a girl. It's always should be a girl, right? But super realistic characters I don't do. If you see all my courses, they are semi-realistic, game realism, or stylized characters. Absolutely like realistic characters I don't do. I don't like that. It's kind of a boring, and also it's pretty difficult. Yeah, it's first it's difficult, then it's boring. If I have to do a realistic character, I probably will use something like MetaHuman or Character Creator, because it's not worth it to spend so much time doing all the pores and all the other stuff. You have tools right now for realistic characters. I'm doing a course on sculpting a game characters, not yours. Why? I'm almost done with it. I was thinking to sculpt on my own for a month and try one of your courses after. Better to try alone first. Yeah, of course, if you try alone first, you will see where you lack. And when you are watching a course after, you will know what to look for, you know. And usually when you sculpt in the beginning, you will lack in every area, probably. But it's a good idea to start sculpting by yourself and sculpt couple of months or couple of weeks only by yourself without any courses, just to get used to the software, just to get used to with the feeling and everything. And then maybe the courses, it will be easier for you to kind of concentrate on the courses instead of how to navigate the software. I was never a good liar, so I didn't bother to try. Exactly. And I think we are living a better life and happier life with not lying, my opinion. Sometimes it's inevitable. It's inevitable. Sometimes we are lying to ourselves. For example, I think that I'm a very nice person, a very nice father, a very nice husband. Sometimes this is not true, but that doesn't stop me to think that I'm that, you know. I have about 5 different game ideas, lol. That's cool. I don't have game ideas. There are a lot of people whose dream is to make a game studio, to make a game. I never had that dream, you know. Because I know how difficult it is to make a game. I worked for game industry. I've participated in making like at least 15 or 20 games, I'm not sure. So I know how difficult it is to make a game, even relatively simple one. I don't want to do that. Obama seems to be quite honest person. Yeah, I think he is one of the most honest politicians, probably. But maybe he's very good in lying in a specific moments. Because Trump is lying and for everything, and then for most things, it's immediately you see that this is a lie. Or just a couple of hours later or just a week later, you see that what he says is a complete bogus, complete lie. So now when you see that Trump said something, usually it means the opposite thing. Usually it's like that. I mean, this is how I read Trump right now. When I see he says that the Iran nuclear program is completely destroyed, I know that it's half destroyed probably, or not destroyed at all. This is just what I'm thinking. Vladimir, yes. I have to make a character for my portfolio. Then what poly budget should I keep so it fit for a studio? So, for example, for this character, the poly budget was around 50,000 triangles. I managed to do it below 20,000. So usually, if the character is not super kind of complicated with a lot of things, a lot of details, pointing out stuff, you can fit it into 30,000 triangles. Triangles. It's always triangles. It's not poly count. It's a triangle count. So in this case, it's 10,000 faces, 10,000 polygons, but 18,000 triangles. So 18,000 triangles we have. 18.5 triangles. 1,000. So I think if your character is more complicated than this one, with a lot more like silhouette details that you have to incorporate with polygons, then probably it should be around 30, but above 35, 50,000 triangles, it's too much for everything. So keep it below that. For example, the Moth Girl, which is relatively complex course, let's see it. Why not? It's 20,000, I think. 20, 25? Let's see how much it is. 20 or 25. I don't remember. but we will see. The mod girl is this one. This is the low poly. It's a relatively complex character with a relatively complex weapon. The hair itself, with the head, is around 5,000 triangles, so it's a lot. But this is the most dense part, is here in the head. The other parts are not that dense with the geometry. So this is 25,000 triangles. So for this relatively complex model, 25,000. There are far more complex models, of course, so you can go up to 50,000 triangles. Don't go above 50,000 triangles and you will be fine, in my opinion. Mod Night Girl. She's living in a Mod Night world. Could you do a Silver Surfer sculpt? I probably could. It's pretty simple. It's a human anatomy sculpt and then a surf. It's easy. Who you like more, Putin or Trump? It's a difficult decision. You know, Trump is lying a lot. Trump is lying for everything. Putin is lying for important things, mostly. So we will not attack Ukraine. We are just doing some exercises in the border. And then they attack. This is a lying in a bigger scale. It's not lying for everything. He's lying a lot, but not as Trump. So Trump disgusts me more because he's more like a maggot for me. Like a not worth it person. Putin is Trump. I don't hate Trump. For me, he's disgusting. Trump, I kind of hate. I may say that. He is responsible for so many deaths of children and innocent people that not many people can say that about them. Not many politicians are that kind of persons. So maybe I like Trump more, we may say. Obama honest? That was funny. Yeah, but probably he's not because he's a politician. So yeah. How big is the sculpt in meters? This one, how big is in meters? Probably too big, to be honest. Usually I make them too big. In the beginning, when you start with the sphere and you are kind of doing it with the sphere, let me see. Dimensions. So the head itself, from the chin to the top of the head, is 3 meters. So this is a pretty huge statue, we may say. Can you show the face topology of that soldier character? Of course. The good thing is that he doesn't have to open his mouth. That's why he was a little bit more simple to make. But the eyes, they have loops around them, like they should. The mouth also have loops around it, although it's not open. But if we have to open this mouth, it will be relatively easy to do so, because we have already the loops around the mouth. Here we have triangles and stuff, but here those triangles are not any problem because this area usually don't move too much. He will not have almost any facial animations, but even without them, I kind of made him relatively well. I mean, relatively good face topology even for animation. Because you have to practice it, you know, sometimes. When I'm bored, I'm always start overthinking, so I just sculpt. That's good, yeah. For rasterization, I think it was called when you decrease the poly count. Do you recommend doing that in the game engine with the program or making lower poly models of the character? Back in the days, we were doing the LODs. They're called LODs, LODs. So the low object definition or something like this. So we were doing those LODs by hand. But nowadays, the game engine is doing it for you, so you don't have to do it. And this is when the character is, or the object that you are having it, when it's closer to you, it has all the polygons, all the details. When it gets further away from the camera, from you, it gets lower poly count, lower texture, lower everything. But I think Unreal Engine now it's doing it by default, or it's capable of doing it at least. And if character have long hair and beard, what should be poly count then? I don't know. I don't do beard and hair. I don't do hair cards. That's the thing. I kind of restrain myself of doing hair cards because I cannot do them. Why cannot I cannot do it? Because I don't have the experience. So if I have to do a character with hair and hair cards, usually hair cards of hair and beard will not take more than, for a normal character, 10,000 triangles or so. I think they should be not more than that. And when you have to do it, I would say I will go to ArtStation and download some similar haircut already made with hair cards and with alphas, and I will just adjust it for my character. I will not do it from scratch because it's killing. Some people like to do it. Some people just like pain. I don't like it that much. Using the digital pen is frustrating for me because I'm left-handed and I want to use it some of the keyboard, but the position is so weird. Yeah, definitely. But if you're left-handed, you just have to switch. You have to use the tablet with your left hand and the keyboard. Yeah, it will be a little bit difficult, but you just have to get used to it. Everything is about practice. Why are the mod girl feet stretched out? Won't that be a problem when she walks? Exactly. That's a very good question, actually. So, I'm talking about this actually in the course. So, when you're making a character in A pose like this, you don't stretch out the feet usually. But since this girl is mostly flying, I thought that this will be a good idea. Also, it's not a problem in this case. But if it's about to be animated, if she will walk, then definitely the feet has to be on the ground, stepped on the ground like this. So this is a very good question. Thank you for this question. Who asked this question? Jimsig. Thank you for this question, Jimsig. Or GMSG. JMSG. Jimsig. Like the hair textures and the nose of this character. The hair textures is just a kind of a noise that I just put manually in Substance Painter. It's nothing too much, but it turns out kind of fine. And the nose, you know, I didn't have a concept for the face actually. This face, I just imagine it. It has to be a tough guy. By the way, it looks like he's not looking straight ahead. He has problems with the eyes. Usually that's the case. That's normal. So we don't care that much. Level of detail. Yeah, level of detail or level of distance, LOD. Yeah. Not really, but I also do. Okay. Is there any chance for beginner, considering there are a lot of good 3D artists who got laid off? Yes, and I will tell you why. You see, nowadays, I hear more and more beginners get hired instead of already established good 3D artists. Why? The beginner will ask for 50 or less % of the salary of the good artist, of the experienced artist. For example, me and somebody who is relatively good, but he's still young, he doesn't have any experience. Me and him, we are applying for a job. We are making the test for this job. A test, for example, is an Amazon warrior. We have to do an Amazon warrior. I do it better than him, but let's say 20% better. And I ask for twice the money that he asks. Who will they hire? Most likely him. He's younger. He's gonna develop more. I'm older. And I will not be willing to work like Saturday, Sunday. I have family. He will be willing to work, long hours, no problem. So these days, companies, they prefer to hire young people who they will kind of model, if we can say that. They will make them work more hours. they will pay them less. And that's why a young artist who is relatively good has probably more, will have more success finding a job instead of me, for example. That's what I'm saying. I had never heard of that keyboard louder than just, yeah. Amazon Warrior, Bezos will be proud. Yeah, Amazon Warrior or eBay Warrior or PayPal Warrior or AliExpress Warrior, whatever warrior do you prefer. So guys, oh, another question. That's why older, more experienced people should have management or supervisor job, not production. Yeah. How do you think I would make a portfolio developed for employment? With rigged characters, textures, UV maps, haircuts? Or can I just show by sculpting if I'm the best? Sculpting is not enough these days. You have to make a full game character. You have to have a portfolio where you have a couple of full game characters with showing the topology and pose them a little bit like I show in the Mod Girl course. You don't have to show them just like a pose. Pose them in an interesting pose. Of course, if you want to have a portfolio just by yourself, you just have to find a good concept. The good concept already would have a nice pose. You will make the character in a pose, you will retopologize it, you will UV map it, you will bake it, you will make a nice textures, and then you will rig the low poly, adjust it, and make this render, the final render, and you will show everything, high poly, low poly, like I did. A lot of renders of the high poly, of the low poly, A pose, normal pose, everything. So this way, when somebody looks at your portfolio as this piece, for example, they will say, okay, this guy knows how to do high poly, he knows how to render, how to present his works, he knows how to do low poly, UVs, textures, so he's relatively good. If you can do animation for your character, just a normal like type of animation, it's a bonus, but it's not actually required most of the time. But if you can, amazing. I'm using Blender, yes. I'm new to the entire artist scene and I discovered sculpting in Blender was really fun. Exactly. And that's the thing. When you discover something to be really fun for you, sculpting, drawing, making house of cards, making puzzles, or the Rubik Cube to adjust it, whatever. When you find something like this, not your phone, not the games on your phone, not the videos. When you find something that's useful, that's creative, that you create, that you actually do, to be fun, grab it and do it more often instead of watching your phone. And that's a good way to kind of be more happy, live more happy life. Even if you don't make kind of money with it, if it makes you happy, if it brings you happiness, at some point you probably will do it more often than others. At some point you will be better than them. That's what it happened to me. I wasn't thinking when I was starting sculpting or drawing back in the days, I wasn't thinking that I will be an artist, because, you know, back in the days when the computer games were not that famous and everything, the artistic profession was not exactly very prestige. You will be an artist, you will draw some paintings, you will try to sell them, you will be poor and miserable. Yeah. Then, at some point, when you are a good artist, in the early 2000s, it was a good thing. You can go to a game company, you can make good money from the thing that you like. And you will be extremely happy because you will work something that you love and you will get money, not a bad money for it. Nowadays, for the 2D artists, it's not good. But my point, when you like it, when you have fun with it, just keep on doing it. We should do a beefed up, brutal looking, battle-worn Punisher dude. Probably. AliExpress Warrior is the best. Have you tried working on a pen display? I tried back in the days. I didn't like it too much. Also, you see, I'm a teacher now. I don't only sculpt by myself. So, in order to teach people, especially young people who don't have too much money, how to do it, I have to do it the way that they should do it. So, with a tablet, a normal cheap tablet, and a computer. You need a computer. Although nowadays you may use it the iPad, because you have Blender for iPad, you have ZBrush for iPad, but iPad is as expensive as a normal kind of a PC, we may say, although older iPads are relatively cheap, but still. The idea is that I'm using the tools that a normal person can afford. So, yeah. And also, I'm used to using these tools. I'm not used to using display tablet. I've tried, but I never get used to that. Hello, I love this type of content. What type of content? When I just stand in front of the camera and speak, that's a good content, definitely. Art of music are terrible. Career path, generally speaking, 99% never make any money. Yeah, art or music especially. But, you see, nowadays, art in the early 2000s starting to be profitable, because you can become an artist for video games. Also music. You can start making music for video games and get paid for that. So many artworks, art professions kind of become rejuvenated by the game industry. Now, with the AI, some of them are starting to get back to the primitive, but we'll see. I hope there is still job for 33 plus people in this industry. I mean, I like to sculpt and other stuff, game ready, like a hobby, but also having money from it, that will be nice. I guess, yes, it's always will be nice. But again, if you like it, if you feel like when you are spending time sculpting, spending time developing a character, and then showing it to the public and people like it because it's good, if this brings you pleasure, why shouldn't you just do it as a hobby? At some point, if you become that good and many people like you, maybe there will be work. Actually, I just found out that you have a channel with streams, even though I've been following your work for about 6 years, and there are also 100 free mini courses here. Yeah, they're not exactly mini courses, but yeah, I'm showing how to do this and this, how I do this and this character. So yeah, I think 120 videos are in this channel, streams. So it's a pretty good thing, and you have a lot to watch if you want to watch something. Yeah, I have to probably advertise this channel more on my other channel, but we'll see. Indie games are selling on Fiverr. Definitely democratize them for 5 minutes. Yes, benefit of learning Blender. May I know? I'm really interested in it. Yes. Uncle, is your Dragon Girl course good for beginners? I wouldn't say it's for beginners, the Dragon Girl course. As you can see, it's pretty detailed, and it's not exactly a beginner friendly, we may say. Oops, let's see it like this. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it for complete beginner. First, maybe watch the mouse or the rabbit course, and then probably it will be fine. Uncle, do you have time to tell me your opinion about my project that I did for a character from Walking Dead series? It's not perfect, but I tried. Do you think it's good for employment? Where is this character? Put it in whips or in show off in the Discord server and tell me your nickname. Got to go, nice. Have a nice day. I also got to go, but let's see the Kolea P character, and let's see what he does, or she. Kolea P. Is it in show off? Or is it in whips? Or is it anywhere? Anywhere at all. You see, people are practicing here in the whip section. The whip section is the most watched section in this. Not bad at all. People are liking it. This one is good. This one is nice. This one is an axe. This one, ooh, scary. This one is like... The nose is a little bit out of shape, I think. The eyes are a bit too big. Other than that, not bad. This is from the weekly challenge. It's a good start. This one is not bad. It has a good posture. So it's a good start. There are a lot of things here. People are posting stuff. This is not bad. Could be a good thing after it finished. Very, very nice. Puppy. Model. Very cool. It's on ArtStation. I posted here the link. Yeah, but links, probably you don't know, but links are not shown in the YouTube chat. So maybe try it in the Discord server. This is good. A lion. It's a difficult thing to make this lion heads. I tried a couple of times. I failed a couple of times. Oh, this is the thing from the Fantastic Four combined with Wolverine. Wolver thing. Or Thingverine. What is this? This is the render, and this is the Photoshop. Who knows? Feedback. Somebody gave a feedback to somebody. Yeah, it's nice. People are giving feedback to each other. Interesting stuff. This is cool. I like the straight lines of the muscles. Looking very expressive. But of course, the weekly sculpt challenge. We've seen people do it amazingly. Like, for example... Wow. This looks a little bit like AI, but still. A lot of spam, and I should delete that. This one is pretty cool, I would say. Not bad. This one is a different pose, but nice also. This one is just amazing, as you can see. But C-list, we know him. He's pretty good. Overall, this is the concept. This is from the last week weekly challenge. This week will be this girl. Master, I can use quad remesher to make a topology to paint the model. If you can. Because ever the loops are wrong. But if you can, you can. Hello, my new bald GigaChat brother. I'm not new, you see. I'm old. I'm 43 years old, and after a couple of months I'll be 44. So I'll be 44. 44. Amazing. Okay, guys, thank you very much. And see you in the next stream, which will be sometimes. Probably Monday next week, but we'll see. Nobody knows.